Hello friends, welcome to this week's video from Culture Katha. Nikola Tesla, the famous 19th century American inventor, once said that if we want to find the secrets of the universe, we have to think in terms of energy, frequency and vibrations. Of course, this idea has been already explored by several philosophers and scientists across several world cultures. In fact, Pythagoras, the Greek mathematician and philosopher, was among the earliest men to scientifically explore the relationship between matter and energy. He realized that matter or form affected sound, which is a form of energy, and sound in turn affected matter. Here in India, Tantra was an ancient tradition that tried to harness this relationship between matter and energy to obtain certain specific benefits for the sadhaka or the practitioner. Friends, you may remember one of my previous videos on Tantra where I had given a brief introduction to the subject and touched upon the tantric elements of Saundarya Lahari, the composition by Adi Shankara on the tantric goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari. Do look up the video if you have not done so yet. In this video, we shall look at the form aspects of Tantra, namely the mandalas, the yantras and the chakras. But before we get there, I must express a word of caution. Tantra is a vast and deep subject that has many dimensions to it. Tantric practices vary significantly across schools and traditions. Apart from being a complex tradition, it's also practiced in secrecy, so it's very often grossly misunderstood too. My videos on Tantra are only an attempt to give my viewers a very basic understanding of the subject, for it is only the sadhaka or the practitioner who can understand its true and full implications. Having said that, let's get on to understanding what we can. Very often we find the words yantras, chakras and mandalas being used interchangeably. In fact, the use and functions of these terms are so complex that it's near impossible to arrive at a universally valid definition. But if one tries to put it very simply, in the tantric tradition, yantras, mandalas and chakras refer to a sacred space into which the deity or deities to be worshipped are invited and realized by the practitioner with the help of specific mantras attached to the deities. Now, let's look at each of these in detail. So, what is a mandala? In the Hindu tantric tradition, mandala refers to a space enclosed within a geometric shape, which may be a circle, square, a rectangle or any other shape into which deities are invited by means of mantras. Several scholars have suggested that tantric mandalas are rooted in Vedic traditions. The layout of the Vedic altars are viewed as geometric designs endowed with cosmological symbolism. The Vedic sacrificial altars were designed in different shapes with a lot of precision based on strict guidelines. The bricks used in the altar were consecrated using mantras and deities were then located on these bricks. The sacred space of the mandalas are thus seen as a continuation of the Vedic sacrificial site, particularly the square enclosure of the yantras or mandalas that appear very similar to the Vedic sacrificial fire altar. Of course, while the roots of Tantra may even be traced to the Atharva Veda, Tantra is not considered as part of the Vedic tradition for various reasons. More on that in a later video maybe. But coming back to mandalas, apart from being a specific demarcated space in the physical realm, the mandalas are also the place where the tantric practitioner beholds the deity that has been invoked in it. These mandalas are typically used in rituals leading to the attainment of specific powers or special powers called siddhis. These mandalas are drawn using substances such as colored powders, precious stones, fruits and leaves and even fragrant substances. Most mandalas have several concentric circles, each circle representing a specific deity. The circles also represent the hierarchy of deities in an increasing order of importance, starting from the outermost circle. The central deity is thus placed at the innermost circle. In some traditions like Tantric Buddhism, circular mandalas represent the cosmos. We can find similar ideas in other world cultures too. In Western thought, for example, the circle represents the cosmos, the infinite. This is a logical idea, as a circle has no starting point or an ending point, and hence represents infinity. To summarize, a mandala can be imagined as something like a makeshift temple. Deities are brought in and made to reside in the mandala using the mantras, just as deities are made to reside in the garbhagriha of a temple through the ritual of prana pratishtha. The word yantra in the context of tantra means to bind and is derived from the root word yam, meaning to control. So yantra is also a magical diagram using which an aspect of the divine or supreme principle is tied to a specific spot for the purpose of worship. And yantras have the mantras pertaining to the deity inscribed on them. These bija mantras or seed mantras, as they are called, are used as commands or orders to the deity to carry out the sadhaka's instructions. Yantras may also be three-dimensional, as in the case of the Mahameru yantra, which is nothing but a projection of the Sri yantra. Yantras may be of many types. Some yantras function like a geometric depiction of a deity. Meditating upon such a yantra, the practitioner actualizes the deity, while some other yantras serve more practical uses like use in rituals and providing magical protection. Yantras that are meant to provide magical protection are worn as amulets. There are yantras that are used to obtain certain desired benefits. These yantras are typically made using special substances depending upon the nature of the rite. Pleasant substances are used if the desired benefit is pleasant, and unpleasant substances like blood are used if the intention is to seek unpleasant consequences, say for one's enemy. Similarly, the deities invoked may be either divine or demonic, depending again upon the purpose and nature of the tantric ritual. So are mandalas the same as yantras, or are they different? Well, scholars have identified some differences between mandalas and yantras. For one, the mandalas are often shown to depict an entire pantheon of deities belonging to a specific tradition or school and in an hierarchical fashion. So imagine it like a Shiva temple where Shiva is present along with his consort Parvati and his sons Ganesha and Kartikeya. On the other hand, a yantra is mostly shown to depict a single deity like the Sri yantra that depicts the goddess Lalita, the Kali yantra for Kali, or the Ganesha yantra for Ganesha. The attendant deities to the chief deity may, however, be present on the yantra. Moreover, yantras and mandalas are also different from each other in terms of detailing. The mandalas typically have a pictorial representation of the deities invoked inside it in the form of their pictures along with the mantras associated with them, whereas yantras do not have pictorial representations. Also, it's found that most of the times the mandalas are created for a temporary ritual use and are dismantled after the ritual. Yantras, on the other hand, are typically created on permanent materials and are usually kept in the temple or shrine for continued worship. So the 51 Shakti Peethas in India, for example, are believed to have their corresponding yantras installed in them. Okay, so now we have a sense of what a mandala is and what a yantra is. But what about the chakras? What are they? Chakra, as you would all know, refers to a circle or a wheel. In the tantric context, a chakra refers to a group or circle of deities that are invoked inside a mandala or a yantra. Sometimes chakra is also used synonymously with yantras to refer to the diagrams containing specific arrangements of the letters of an alphabet or of numbers. But the most common association of chakra is with the chakras or energy centers located in our body called the Kundalini. With proper practice or sadhana, the energy centers get activated, and for an enlightened person, these energies are believed to rise up from the bottom of the spine to the center of the forehead. The Sri Chakra, for example, is a depiction of the deity Lalita Tripura Sundari, who is perceived as the Shakti, or the cosmic energy that pervades the world. The Sri Chakra is thus a tool or yantra used by the practitioner to realize and internalize the supreme energy, goddess Lalita, by focusing on the chakras or energy centers in his own body. Remember, in Tantra, the human body is seen as a microcosmic manifestation of the macrocosmic universe. Friends, the mandalas, yantras and chakras are made up of several shapes including circles, squares, hexagons and lotuses. Each of these shapes have a special significance in the tantric tradition. We shall look at all this and more in my next video. Till then, it's Tata Bye Bye, take care, and a very happy Ayudha Puja and Vijayadashmi to you all.